So you all know that one goth kid that likes drawing dragons and wolves in their sketchbook and gets bullied real bad? What if that kid was Godzilla? Now before you say, hold up, I can already see where this is going. She's gonna get revenge on her bullies by turning into Godzilla and sitting on the school, right? Well, no, it's a shoujo manga, so its target audience is young women. So now you're probably thinking, wait, so you're telling me that some poor fool is gonna fall in love with Godzilla? Well, you're not wrong. Kaiju Caramelize is a supernatural rom-com about a goth girl named Kuro going through puberty. Now, fun fact, Kuro means black in Japanese, so we're already doubling down on the goth stereotype. Now, small editor's note, this manga was categorized as a shoujo, but as I wrote the script, it got recategorized as a seinen, though this may be because, according to the author, it doesn't have very many female readers, but that's just speculation on my part. Anyways, back to Kuro. Kuro has a skin condition, or so she thought. She doesn't exactly fit in with the popular crowd, and she's grown to hate them over time. And as a result, she's become a bit antisocial. That all changes when the popular guy drops in on her while she's drawing. I know it sounds cliche, but bear with me for a moment. So as it turns out, the popular guy doesn't actually like being popular. Side note on the popular guy, he's extremely trusting. Like seriously, who just tells a stranger their secrets and insecurities when they first meet? Like, anyways. Kuro at this point in the story thinks he's being a bit dramatic, and he is. Tries to say something mean to get him to go away, but ends up saying something kind of meaningful. And this kind of happens every time she tries to be mean. That exchange ends with the popular guy asking her to go get pancakes with some friends. And since Kuro has a crippling addiction to pancakes, she says yes without hesitation. But when she arrives, his friends are nowhere to be found because he didn't actually intend on asking them. Which is kind of fucked since you're going out with a person you hate alone and outside of school. That's not a good situation to be in. Though she stuck through it, and this is when she realized that the popular kid isn't such a bad guy. And after the date, they bumped into the popular guy's friends, and they judged him very harshly for being together with Kuro, and he didn't cave under peer pressure, so he decided to walk off holding Kuro's hand. However, if he decided to choose his friend group over her, we would immediately be jumping into psychological horror territory, which is my favorite genre, but it wouldn't fit the shoujo theme at all. She ends up running off and jumps into the ocean and turns into a kaiju. Now, with that said, even though she's a bit unique, she still goes through the normal problems any teenager would. Skin issues, self-esteem problems, complicated relationships, and crippling addiction to sugary things, which in her case is pancakes. This makes her somewhat of a relatable character until you remember, oh yeah, she may or may not have hatched out of an egg, which it's not confirmed, but it's implied, especially with a mom who's a scientist and her uncle who is also a scientist. I haven't seen much of the uncle, but I like his character so far. He's kind of the father figure in the manga, though I get the feeling that the uncle and the mother know something that we the audience don't yet, like some sort of origin story, how this all started. They did used to date after all. Kuro also has a rich masochist friend, though masochist would be an understatement as she's obsessed with kaiju, including the one that Kuro turns into. But she doesn't know that Kuro is the kaiju. She gets a great character introduction, by the way. So you're probably wondering, what's the secret behind Kuro's skin condition? What triggers her transformation? And let's just say it's heightened emotions, which is amplified by, well, puberty. When she feels all lovey-dovey, her body becomes unbearably warm and she enters a daze where her emotions actually affect her vision. Like for example, when she first transforms, she sees nothing but pink and hearts everywhere, and the whole thing feels like a dream to her. However, this isn't the only emotion that can trigger her transformation, and that's gotta be really rough on a teenage girl. Kinda reminds me of Raven from Teen Titans in a way. In Teen Titans, Raven is a demon, her dad is Mega Satan, and her powers are entirely based on her emotions. Sounds familiar, right? But Raven is very aware of this and trained as a monk to eliminate her emotions, because she could literally do anything she wanted to with her powers, consciously or unconsciously, though in the beginning it's mostly unconsciously. She's an OP character that's balanced out by her hyper self-awareness, and the only way she could control her powers was by controlling her emotions. That's what made her contrast with Beast Boy so interesting. Even though he's a bumbling fucking idiot, he's just trying to cheer her up and make her embrace who she is, but he doesn't know what's plaguing her, and she couldn't open up to him or anyone because it wasn't worth the risk. Just like our protagonist Kuro, it's not like she can tell anybody that she's Godzilla because A, who would take her seriously, and B, if they actually did take her seriously, she would never see the light of day again. That catch-22 is what makes the manga interesting for me, because I want to see how she's going to overcome the crazy challenge that is her life. And I hate catch-22s, so that should tell you how good this manga is. And it gets even more interesting in the later chapters when she transforms for more than 5 seconds. So honestly, give it a try. It's one of those mangas that's so weird it actually works. Kind of like the slime anime. Even the art style is an oddball pick considering what it is. It completely goes against the flow of most kaiju stuff, but it works. And the author has only ever made shoujo manga, so it makes sense that the art would be all sparkly and girly, but I like it a lot, honestly. It conveys emotions properly, and there's very little guesswork as to what the characters are thinking and feeling, and you may think that this isn't important, but a lot of romance manga don't get this right. Never in my life would I thought I'd say out loud, I like a romance manga about Godzilla. If you're not into monster girls, hear me out. The reason I personally like the genre is because of the unique struggles the character endures, but in an everyday setting to make them somewhat relatable characters despite those differences. But the real treat to the genre is how they overcome those differences despite their uniqueness, giving a lot of room for character building. If you want to jump into the genre, I think this is one of the best to start with. If this manga ever got an anime adaptation, I think it would be pretty entertaining, though on second thought, it seems like a way for a studio to just abuse bad CG. So it might work best in a live action setting with professional CG, because I don't see a way to make 2D Godzilla look good, honestly. Now, it's an ongoing manga with a rating of 9.02, and to put that in perspective, Komi-san has a rating of 9.21, which is pretty good for something that's not nearly as popular. Currently, there are 3 volumes out in Japanese, and the second volume for the official English version will come out November 12th, but as of now, there's only 1 volume out for the official English version that you can get at your local Barnes & Nobles, Books A Million, IndieBound, or Indigo if you live in Canada, as well as digitally via Amazon. Though, the digital version is about half the price, and the Japanese versions are even cheaper. You can get the Japanese version in all the usual places, and if you go to the website reveals that there are even more places you can get this in Japan, like 7-Eleven, and I swear, 7-Eleven has everything in Japan, and this is proof. Thanks to Headzak and Boredom Society for scanlighting this manga so people like me could give it a chance. Why this one got delayed so much? I just kept refining and refining and refining the script over and over again, as well as I didn't actually expect for Warframe to have content, so I had to make those videos. As I'm recording this, I still need to do a video on an amp for like solo eidolons, as well as a video for customer support. I wasn't expecting that poll to actually take off and do something. I was expecting there would be a lot of pushback against the video idea, but now that I put the poll out there, I have to make it now. And like I said in the last video, this is a completely new editing style for me. As I make more of these, I'll get better and better at these. But right now they take me a long time. I'm still gonna keep making them, obviously, because they're fun to make. But I just want you guys to be aware of that. And sorry it takes me so long. I typically don't write scripts for my videos, and I'm only doing this for like these kind of videos. It's because I have a lot of plot points to get through. I have a lot of talking points, so on and so forth. That's why I'm doing this, and I'm terrible at reading scripts. So that also doesn't help. We'll probably do another vote for a manga later, though it seems like there was a surprising amount of interest for you guys wanting to see the manga that I describe as the shield hero with no shield, and that one is pretty brutal, and it definitely will get demonetized. That will be a fun one to cover, and it has a lot of chapters too. But so yeah, tell me what you guys thought. Anyway guys, that's all for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.